Good evening, firing squad of Killing Wall, and welcome to another briefing from your Rant Commander, Baron Voltage. Tonight we're going after something that, I think we've all had to deal with, we're all currently dealing with, and you know what? Some of us are fucking suffering from right this second. But first and foremost, follow our general orders, which are share this out to groups, share this out to timelines, groups, and timelines, because guess what? It's the only way you'll keep seeing my face. And it's the only way that we get more fucking recruits. It is on all of us to keep the fucking firing squad alive. So share it out to groups and timelines. Make people sick of fucking hearing my voice and seeing my face. That's an order. General order number 2. Don't forget to check out the Midwest Slaughterfest that's happening next year. Omaha, Nebraska, August 13th, 2022. Get your fucking tickets now. Why? Because it's only one day. And prices are going to go up. And if you don't follow this fucking page, and guess the fuck what? You're going to miss out on all the awesome fucking announced artists that we got there. We've got bands. We've got horror icons. And we've got Hellfire Crew. You can't fucking miss that. You'd be an idiot too. There's the QR code. Scan that shit. Buy your ticket. Do the fucking thing. That's a goddamn order. I'm telling you. Okay? So do the fucking thing. And third, continue to check out all our awesome content here at Hellfire Media Entertainment. All of our shit on our Instagram page, on our Twitch channel, on our individual YouTube channels, as well as the Hellfire Radio YouTube channel. And check out our shit on our Live 365 channel and hellfireradio.com, where you can catch live radio. And the website has an extra added bonus. Rating reviews on books, movies, games, all media related to horror. You can't fucking miss that shit. And continue to check out our shit at Hellfire on Facebook Live. You know, where you're all watching me right now. Because guess what? We've got some kick-ass fucking people there. We've got Azazel with paranormal talk and bedtime stories. We got Scoops and Mischief with Friday fuckery, shit show theater. You've got freaking Eric and Flyer with the breakdown. You've got Flyer and Dustin with Tailgate Kings. You've got Unsocial Club on fucking Saturdays. You got Video Creep with his shows. And I hate to say it, I fucking forget them. Sorry about that, bud. Also, do not forget that we've got Justice Prevails doing her show, The Greetings from Disgraceland, on Fridays. And me, Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday as your fucking Rant Commander, and Fridays as freaking Baron Voltage for Into the Shadows. Don't miss that shit. So, don't also forget, we've got a morning show, too, that runs Monday through Friday. Caffeine Injection, Eric and Dustin, owning your ass first thing in the fucking morning. You know what? After dealing with me, you need a cup of coffee. So, let's talk a little bit about what's pissing me off. And let's see who we've got reporting in. As I see, we got some of you. We got Troop Steve and Troop Chicken Nuts. We got Troop Irish Rose. We got Troop Tyler and Troop Beth, Troop Ronald, Troop Sandra. So glad to see you. You call it morning, I call it evening. Hot damn. Okay? We've got Troop Mark. We've got Troop Trina. I'm happy as fuck to see everybody here. So, what are we talking about tonight? Want to know what we're talking about tonight? We're talking about fucking technology. We're talking about how technology tends to fail us. We're talking about how technology tends to glitch us. We're talking about how technology is unfucking reliable. We're talking about how technology has a tendency to constantly need a goddamn upgrade left and right, to the point where you're constantly glitching every 5 seconds, because that shit is totally and absolutely unreliable, and all it ever fucking seems to do, like I was saying. So, let's talk about this bullshit, shall we? I know a lot of people here right now are probably on their brand new fucking iPhones, Androids, okay? Whatever the fuck, your Samsung, okay? I hate fucking Apple, so I usually avoid Apple iPhones. But, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love their tech when it comes to tablets and shit. But I'm talking on a Windows Surface tablet right now, so it's kind of like I do mixed shit. I've got my Samsung here. But you know what's fucked up? One little fucking thing goes wrong with it. You're fucked! You're absolutely fucked! There's a reason why there's a meme out there where it's, you know what? I feel like there's a rant coming.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
It's fucked Because you know what? Half the fucking time you don't know what the fuck you're looking at because the shit's so goddamn complicated. You need a fucking engineering certificate in order to be able to even think of opening the fucking thing. Have you noticed how the hell they make the fucking cases for these goddamn phones? They're fucking like harder than breaking into a Brinks ride robbery. It's insane. Not to mention the fact that if you ever try to open up a fucking Apple product, guess what? The void warranty, you can't fucking fix it yourself. Fuck you. You just broke it. Deal with it your goddamn self. You just basically got yourself a fucking brick. And half the damn time, whenever you try to fix a Windows computer, you got to make sure that you've got that fucker fully paid for first and foremost, because you got to have every single damn program that's in it 100% activated, and on top of that paid for per month, because guess what? These days, you need to have a subscription to run a goddamn computer, and 9 times out of 10, your computer's shit 10 minutes after you fucking get it, because most of the damn time, the glitch is because the fucker's trying to run something that just got upgraded 2 days after you fucking bought the new software, and now it won't run at all, and it was a mandatory update that you couldn't fucking fix.
What the fuck?
I knew I smelled a fucking rant about that coming. So, it's legitimately fucking insane that phones are the biggest goddamn violators of this shit. Especially phones. There always seems to be a brand new fucking model of phone every 10 fucking months. 10 months. That's all it takes. 10 fucking months. And you know, all right, have a good night there, Genghis. Every 10 fucking months, there's a new fucking phone out there. Explain to me what type of business strategy justifies a brand new model every 10 months? There's only one word to describe it.
Bullshit.
All right? That's the only thing it fucking reminds me of. It's a total, absolute, and complete
Bullshit.
Because you know what? Whenever you've got yourself a company that releases a brand new model that fucking often, they're banking on the fact that you don't want to be left fucking behind. It reminds me of the Sony piece of shit that nobody fucking wants. But now it has more megapixels. What? Okay? And, you know, Apple is the king of this. You want to know how Apple is the fucking king of this when it comes to phones? They sold us a new phone that was the same as the old one, but it had less features, and they charged more. I want that to absorb into your spongy little brains for a minute. It was a new phone, brand new, but identical to the previous one. But it has less features. Are you tracking what I'm trying to say here? I want to make sure that you're hearing what I'm hearing. It was a phone that legitimately was less, and they charged more. And you fell for it. Explain this to me. How the fuck can you fall for that shit? Are you fucking stupid? Because, you know, I mean, I'm looking at this crap, and the only thing I'm fucking saying to myself is, you legitimately are telling me you want the new product, non-fucking stop, upgraded every 10 fucking seconds.
Bullshit.
And expect people to buy it. But you know what? You know what? We're to blame. We're to blame. Because you know what? We kept buying them. Society keeps buying them. They've turned Apple into a status symbol. Now, do not get me wrong. Apple does do some things, very few, but some things better than the others. It does graphics better. That's it. That's it. And that's on their tablets. That's it. They don't do graphics better on the others, but they do better graphics on tablets. No lie, no deny. But that's it. It doesn't make sense to me. Why? Okay? Phones these days have turned into clout developing items. If you have an outdated phone, you're seen as a louse, a complete and total crow fucking magnet. But at the same time, I take a look at Apple phones and I'm not seeing the appeal. I really am not. You're paying $600 out the fucking nose for a phone. Meanwhile, I paid $600 for practically what is a phone, but thinner and larger. And the shit involving the chargers. Yes, let's talk about that, shall we? Because even Apple loves changing the form factor of its chargers with phones every single generation. Every single one. And you fell for it. You all bought it. You have no excuse. You bought it. Yes. My allergies have been getting to me, so it's a little bit harder. It's a little bit harder for me to do my presentation voice. So now you've got me voice. What you have is phones that are, without question, completely and totally useless. Useless. And it's aggravating the ever-loving shit out of me. See, my phones, which, I have right now, are 100%. How do I put this? My phones are old. I refuse to buy a new phone until the old one has run its course. Plain and simple. And by run its course, I mean it is 100% non-functional from that point forward. I will deal with a phone that barely works. Can I make phone calls? Yes. Does it charge? Yes. Can I store things on it? Yes. Then I don't need a new phone. Sorry. Everything else is 100% pointless. I don't need 6 million apps on my phone. What I do need, if anything, is this website bookmarked on my phone. If only because they give good coffee. Check them out.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Like I said, good coffee. And I hate zombies, and even I thought it's good coffee. So, if you need the website, there it is. Check it out. Buy their shit. It's good coffee. So get it now while you still can. Now, we've talked about phones extensively, but forgive me here, because phone, I'm getting all of the messages I was supposed to get today. They're all coming through now. I love putting out fires. There we go. Now, if you want to talk about something that is beyond ridiculous, and it kind of runs into what I'm doing right now, wireless signals. How everything needs to be wireless. And I do mean everything. At first, the idea of having anything the idea of having anything that is even remotely wireless became a selling point, mostly in the late 90s and early 2000s, when the idea of wireless, etc., became a thing. Phones, Bluetooth, modems, everything. It became cut the cord. The whole idea that nothing need be connected anymore. And you know what? We became reliant on it. Cell phone towers became a new thing. You ever see and notice how the idea of phone signals, wireless signals, modem signals, wireless extenders, they always seem to be coming out with a new version of it every 15 fucking minutes. They always seem to be having a new fucking version. Bluetooth purposely fucks with everything. It fucks with everything. It does. It fucks with everything. Okay? When Bluetooth came along, completely and totally fucked almost all my electronics up because it never connects strongly enough. It doesn't. It doesn't. I wonder why that is. I gotta wonder. Meanwhile, wireless signals, you can connect to any wireless network that you choose. And even then, wireless networks are not 100% secure, which really pisses me off because that's the reason why we're dealing with a little bit of a gas price issue right now. It's when hackers became a fucking thing. That's when assholes were able to get into your goddamn computers. They didn't have to be directly connected. Now they can do it over the internet, which was supposed to be a fucking advent of information sharing. Unfortunately, it just became a new way to fuck with people. And thus the birth of the internet troll became a thing. This is what we got for technology advancing us, folks. Wireless signals that are fucking weak as hell. I mentioned earlier that I'm answering all the messages that I had gotten throughout the day, but I'm answering them now. The reason why? They're all coming through now. I had a friend of mine that dealt with a little bit of a crisis. They said they messaged me at 7:15 this morning. I only just got the message 20 minutes ago, right before I had to go on. And it's a crisis. Tell me how fucked up that is. It's amazing how so much as 2 sheets of paper can block a wireless signal these days. There's no such thing as mass power. Do you remember when Dish Network was a thing where you could get TV signals through a satellite dish on your fucking roof? That was the first instance of wireless. Honestly, I think it was just a trick to make people put weird shit on the top of their goddamn roof. I didn't really feel too comfortable putting a device on the roof of my house that a fucking microwave could fuck with if you ever decide to make popcorn. Or something where bundles of moisture in the air could completely and totally fuck with my reception right in the middle of watching the goddamn fucking playoffs. Nope. It was a little bit aggravating. And what's worse is sometimes bursts from the sun can completely and totally fuck up your entire capability to do the most daily of functions, because we've become so fucking relied on wireless shit that now if we're handed something that's wired, we look at it like it's funny, like, they still made these? Most people don't even own hard media. And by hard media, I mean DVDs, CDs, VHS. How many people remember VHS? Well, the majority of you in here remember VHS. But I know that there are people out there that don't remember it. I know some fucking kids today that would not know how to operate a VCR if you tried to tell them how. I knew some that took a look at a fucking rotary telephone and gave me a quizzical look, saying, "What the hell is this?" I knew people that tried to operate a Windows 95 computer and did not know how to connect to the internet. I know you do, Mark. You live in a place that doesn't let you have a cell phone. You said it. So I know. It is legitimately, without question or doubt, that technology has advanced to the point where people that are over the age of 30 do not remember what it's like to use technology that was made 10 years before them. Isn't that funny? 90s kids. Like I said, nothing good ever came out of the 90s. And yes, I just said that. And it aggravates the shit out of me. Because to this day, I still have a lot of old media. Okay? Thumb drives are one of the most self-sustained and consistent forms of digital media these days. But I was going through some of my old shit recently. You want to know what I found? A zip drive. A disc for a zip drive. Do you remember those? Isn't that a fucking form factor that came and went pretty damn quickly, didn't it? It kind of made me go, are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Zip drives looked like fucking old floppy disks, the 3.5s. Okay. And then we got the zip drives. Then after we got the 3.5 floppies. I remember the 5.25 floppies. These suckers. That huge. If you want to talk about big fucking media. The reason why they were called floppy in the first place. We used to call them square frisbees. I remember writing shit out on fucking punch cards in my old grammar school. Yes, I do, Irish. Am I freezing up for everybody, or am I just freezing up for Steve? Oh, I remember ditto paper. Yes, ditto paper. Old school. I remember erasable pens. Oh, crap. Yeah, you see, and that's just it. The signal is inconsistent for everybody. Give me 1 second here. Let me try one thing. I might lose my connection in a second. Wow. Yeah, never mind. I'm not even going to fuck with that. See what I mean by inconsistency to wireless signal? Legitimately, right above my head is the source of my wireless signal. Just above my head. All I've got is maybe 2 pieces of plywood between me and the source of my Wi-Fi. And I'm freezing. I think I just made my point. You know? Kind of fucked up. Isn't it? I think it is. Hang on, let me try one thing here. Network troubleshooting 101. Let's see. Did it work? Yeah, Mark, and that's just it. It's a wireless signal. Ta-da! And that's just it, Steve. That's another thing. Some of these machines, like right now, my laptop, okay? Here. I will find a way to show you exactly what it is I am looking at right now. Okay? I will show you. Okay? There you go. Now, check out the miracle and wonder of technology. When I show you what I do, let's see if this even remotely works. La da dee da 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 da. Okay. Now let's do this. And then do this. Oof. Loading up the stuff, loading up the stuff. Yay, yay, loading up the stuff. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Boom. Now more technology. Check this out. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Talk about a little bit of meta. That's what I'm working off of. Okay? Look how thin that fucker is. Okay? You see that? That thing does not have a network jack. It runs 100% wireless. How the fuck is something like that supposed to be functional if it's running 100% wireless? Okay? So if you've got wireless issues, too bad, you're fucked. You know? That kind of technology is kind of fucked. It's obsolete. It's something that straight up will never, ever, 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 ever be resolved. But it serves its purpose. I have fun with it. And it keeps me connected to you folks. So as a nice reward for it keeping me connected with you folks, I'm going to grace it with something right now. How about I show you guys who's announced for the Midwest Slaughterfest? Check this shit out. That, my friends, is the Midwest Slaughterfest. It's happening next year, August 13th, 2022. Here is, by the way, the link to the Facebook page so that this way you can be kept up to date on who's been announced. Because believe it or not, there's even more people announced that were not in that commercial. And the only way you know is if you follow the fucking page. And if you folks need to, or you better, if you haven't already, check out the QR code here. Scan it! Buy ticket! Because guess what, folks? Ticket prices are only going to be going up. So do the fucking thing. Omaha, Nebraska. You got more than a year before it happens. No excuse. August 13th, 2022. Do the fucking thing. Okay? Okay. And if you do that, we can still be friends. Now, yeah, I have a feeling I'd be freezing up again. But also, do not forget that we do have Evil Expo coming up. And that's coming up in about a month. Okay? It's happening at the end of July. So do get your tickets now. Okay? I'm telling you. You're going to be missing out on a lot of awesome shit. So check it out. Because I'm going to be there too for Evil Expo. Right? Now, what else do we have here? Ah, yes. This one. This one I have a personal hatred of. Because believe it or not, this is a battle I always lose. Okay? The battle is about graphics cards. Now, I don't know how many PC gamers we have amongst my fan base here, but graphics cards are getting ridiculous now, not only in size and power, but in price and the demand for them. You got to wonder, what exactly compels a person that already has a $2,000 graphics card on their computer to want to buy a brand new computer just because the graphics card is out of date? So you buy a whole brand new graphics card, but will purposely buy a brand new computer just to use this one graphics card. And the reason for the justification? A frame rate change of 0.02. 0.02. I don't know much about things in life, but I see that shit and only one thing comes to mind.
Bullshit alert. Bullshit alert.
You legitimately are going to sit there and fucking tell me that a frame rate that's near imperceptible to the human fucking eye is enough for you to justify buying a $6,000 computer, including the graphics card, because you want to be able to run one specific game on it? A lot of people are not part of what is called the PC master race. Okay? Gaming has its own individual factions, okay? You've got the console gamers, you got the handheld gamers, you've got the phone gamers, and then you've got what's called the PC. They legitimately call it the PC master race because PC gamers consider themselves better than everybody else. They're not. They're different. Because PC gamers know how to tweak a lot of the individual settings and capabilities that their games can provide. Okay, I get that. They also manage to have modifications to the games that they have so that this way a game can be a completely different game. Okay, I get that too. But then you've got schmucks that legitimately try to push down people that are console gamers. Those people need to be lined up against the wall and shot. Because, nobody's better than anybody else. Okay? Okay. Guys, I know more than a fair share of people that learned how to game with mouse and keyboard a long time ago. I knew somebody that has WASD tattooed on their arm because they are PC gamers. But I will forever be a console gamer, despite all the games I play on PC. It's legitimately, it's painful. It's painful to me to see how divided the gaming community is on that when it comes to technology. And everybody's in a race to be better than everybody else. Everybody has the highest resolution, the fastest fucking frame rates, the volumetric lighting. Ooh. Okay, I can respect that chicken dance. You're wrong, but I can respect that. Sorry, I'm an Xbox fanboy through and through, man. I'm always forever the green X. But then again, you want to know what? The green X is to the point right now where it might as well be PC gaming. And you take a look at so much shit that people find intolerable when they get into PC gaming. It almost becomes like a secondary culture to it. Yep. It's like you take a look like something as simple as a single pixel. I'm going to be speaking tech ease here for a second, and I'll gladly clarify on some of the stuff. A pixel is the dots on your screen. If you've ever looked at your TV screen close enough to the point where you can see dots, those dots are called pixels. Okay? A megapixel is when you've got 100 individual dots inside of that one dot. It's either 100 or 1,000. That's what they call a megapixel. Now, when you've got people talking about frame rates, that means how smooth the video is without any what's known as jitter or stagger. Okay? It's run smooth. You see me moving my hand and it doesn't look like there's a trail. It doesn't look like it's like, and then automatically it's down there. That's called a frame rate. When you see a game moving very slow, when you see video extremely slow, that's a frame rate issue. When it has a high frame rate, it moves very fluid. Okay? I was Team PlayStation for the longest damn time. Then I got myself an Xbox 360. And I realized how wrong I was to be a Sony fanboy. But Sony started to go the way of Nintendo. And I lost all fucking respect for Nintendo. Because they went down a very dark path. Nintendo refused to believe that the market was evolving. And so they tried a little too late to catch up. And technology-wise, they did. But library and business-wise, they did not. Oops. They basically gave the entirety of the teenage and adult gaming market to Xbox and Sony. They purposely gave it to them. And they have nobody to blame but themselves for it. The only reason why PlayStation exists is because Nintendo fucked Sony over. Well, not Sony. Nintendo fucked over what is now known as Square Enix. Back then, it was known as Square. And then when Square bought out Hudson Soft, it became known as Squaresoft. Now they're known as Square Enix because they took over Enix. Interesting that. But now technology evolved through bad business dealings because Nintendo refused to keep up with the market. And that ultimately is what drives technology to move forward. The market. It evolves to fit. Which doesn't fucking explain how phones are getting released in new versions constantly, or graphics cards not being released constantly, until the consoles companies realized that the reason why PC gaming started to sell so well was because people were comparing the hardware so stringently. Now, it comes a question of, let me take a look at the hardware specs. How many of you remember when you were a kid giving a fuck about what the hardware specs was on a goddamn console? All you cared about is what games does it have. That's all. How many people remember being the one kid that got Genesis in a classroom full of fucking people that had Super Nintendo? You didn't know what the fuck you were doing. Or vice versa, being the one Super Nintendo person in a room full of Genesis players. Chicken nuts, chicken nuts, chicken nuts. The thing is that it may be too close to PC, but in many ways, that's a good thing. You know why it's a good thing for Xbox to be close to PC? Because Xbox allows us to be able to do things with games that Sony could never do and would never allow. Try playing Skyrim, but with mods on Xbox, which you can do. It's a whole new game all over again. Not to mention the fact that BioWare, I believe is the name of the company that just got bought by Microsoft. If I'm not mistaken. Was it BioWare? Microsoft acquired BioWare and just released the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. The entire trilogy, fully remastered and beautifully redone. Microsoft acquired BioWare. So, yeah. Biggest fucking business deal in gaming. And then Sony pulled Cyberpunk 2077 out of its store entirely. But with all the latest updates now, it's a fixed game. That's just it, Irish. Believe it or not, you could play Skyrim with mods, not touch the main quest line, and you could still have hours upon hours upon hours of gameplay without any level of, lost enjoyment. How many people could say that about their games on Sony? They can't. They can't. It's okay. It's okay. Plus, you could connect a regular external hard drive, just a Seagate hard drive to your Xbox One. And it immediately connects. It immediately acts as secondary storage. Isn't that beautiful? You don't need to open the thing up or buy a Sony proprietary hard drive. All you just need is just a regular external hard drive. I've got 4 terabytes of storage on my Xbox One. 4 terabytes. That's TB. On my Xbox One. You see, I'm already sounding elitist with this shit. This is what happens. This is what technology is fucking done. And they're fucked up. Now, if you want to talk about shit that'll make you feel fucking good and make it seem like you are beyond awesome because you want to know what, you would be awesome, check out the people over at Villain Arts Tattoo. Because I'll tell you, you go to one of their conventions, you're going to get inked up just fine. That's the Villain Arts Tattoo Company. They have conventions all over. They just had one. They have one this weekend in Texas, and they had one last weekend in Louisville. So check it out. I know that they have one coming up in Wildwood, New Jersey fairly soon. So don't forget to check that out too. So, folks, I'm hoping that everybody had a good week. It is Wednesday. It is a beautiful night in the neighborhood. So, by all means, ask me anything that you want. I look forward to seeing and hearing all of your questions. I'm really curious. Nice, Rose. Nice. See me, I've got 2 pieces of ink. I'm hoping to get a 3rd one this year. Badly. Hopefully on my right arm. You guys got any questions for me at all? I'm sure you would. Don't forget to check out all the awesome content we have here at Hellfire Media. All of the stuff on our Twitch channel, as well as our YouTube channels individually. Believe it or not, all of us performers have our own individual YouTube channels, as well as the Hellfire Radio channel. So you'll seriously, check out the content there. Check out the content on Live 365 for live radio, as well as the website at www.hellfireradio.com, where you can catch live radio as well as written reviews by our full writing staff that also reviews movies, television, books, games, music. I mean, you can't even remotely get tired of that. I'm serious. And you also continue to check out all of our awesome stuff on Facebook Live. You've got Scoops and Mischief, you've got Azazel, you've got Video Creep, you've got Hellflyer, you've got Eric, you've got Justice, you've got me, and a whole bunch of them get together on Saturday nights for Unsocial Club, and that's 7 nights a week. Jesus Christ, because we all got our individual pairings. We've got more DJs coming up. So, you can't go wrong with it. Nobody's got any questions for me right now? I feel kind of sad at that. Because usually you guys are very chatty. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying the view, but I mean, is my coffee cup full? At the moment, no. It is, I want to say 30% full. Here's what you do, Mark. You talk to them in DMs and direct messages. What you don't do is you wait in the stream of another show and try to flirt with them there. That's usually the best place to do it, is in personal one-on-one messages. Because doing it out in public or on a public stream, it's a little slimy. Because what that does, if anything, it puts the person under pressure. It puts pressure on them to have to respond in a positive way. And that's a slimy thing you don't want to do. And if somebody doesn't like you, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're shit. It just basically means that, guess what? They ain't the one for you. And that ultimately is the best way to it. Talk to someone and listen to them. Enjoy them for who they are, not for what they could give you. Be friends with somebody and let things develop organically. If you're only friends with them because you want to be able to get with them, then you're not friends with them. If you could like somebody and not want to do anything with them at the time, that's something that could develop. But approach it real. Approach it honestly. Be straight up blunt and direct about what it is that you'd like and what it is that you want. Because a lot of people get into friendships with a motive, and getting into a friendship with somebody with a non-disclosed motive is fucked up. If you're friends with somebody to try and get into their pants, but others think that you're only there with them to listen to them and be a good friend, as it turns out, you both ain't on the same page, and then shit's fucked up. If you're both on the same page, awesome. But don't be afraid to tell somebody, hey, look, I'm kind of interested in you and I want to get to know you more. What's up? You know what? That sometimes is the best way to do it. If anything, I think that's the best way to do it, because then there is no proclivities as to what it is that it's all about. There's no ambiguity about, is this person really into me? Does this person really like me? That way, guess what? There's no misunderstandings either. If you're with somebody and you're only looking for something casual, say something like that. Tell them that, don't tell them I want to form a deep emotional or romantic connection with somebody when really you're just looking to get your dick wet. Don't lead somebody on like that. With me, I connect with people, but I try to be as direct and honest about every little thing that I say and do, because being ambiguous about something does lead to misunderstanding. And that's ultimately a bad thing. But yeah, never be afraid to tell someone how you feel. And also never be afraid to tell someone what you want. That's a big problem. That's something that you have to learn to do. Is never be afraid to tell somebody what you want. Because you got too many people out there that are afraid to actually speak their minds of their wants and desires. You have to nut up. That's the only way to describe it. You nut up, guess what? Things will go your way. If you don't, then you won't. And it won't. And that would suck for you. It's amazing how easy it is to cut someone out of your life when you realize that they're bad for you. If someone's chicken shit, so be it. But you want to know what? If you don't pipe up, that means you're the one that's chicken. Don't be afraid to speak your brain. Ever. Being said, folks, I'm tired. It's the end of the night. I'm hungry as fuck. So I'm going to bid you all a very fond good evening. I'm hoping that all of you are saying lock, cocked, and ready to rock. Kick ass. Stay safe out there. And remember, every single one of you, your rank commander will always be there to give you the what's up. And by the by, guess what? You all lost the fucking game. Good night.
Fuck you. When I'm screaming, fuck you. Middle finger in the air, but all I wanted to hear was you screaming. Fuck you too. I'm running this stratosphere in a brand new atmosphere. I wanna go and shoot till the campus clear, cause I never thought I would've made it out of here alive. From the land where the people put the evil and night ride. You'll never see an equal to my kind, so blind to anything to line the life to mind this right now. Looking for another mind to fight out, bringing everything that you can bring down on the ground like 150 pounds of C4, looking for keyboard lugs. Well, I'ma need more slugs, cause I wanna see more blood. You ain't never seen gold like us. They don't wanna make them any more like us. Put them on tour with the paint on them, but anybody can know your little lane song. Fuck right, I'ma stay bomb. Black out with a ray gun, looking for anybody to make up. Motherfuckers really need to wake up. There's nothing really you can say. It's never gonna change my mind. I'm on some fuck that shit today. Fuck it, I don't care. Middle fingers in the air. Only count is up in here. Only count is up in here. Fuck it, I don't care. Middle fingers in the air. Only count is up in here. Only count is up in here. Oh, damn.
was born a son of a bitch and always talk a whole gang of shit. Even know that I wouldn't work spit. Now till I became a bastard. Whole world revel in the wake of my damn disaster. Had to talk to a pastor. Told me sit down, handle my shit, and try to figure out what the fuck's really the matter. Ain't animosity, only big ass wicked is the last victim from your own personal promises. I never know peace is an emphasis. Therefore, cover up all my scars and all my blemishes. These men ain't